So I thought I'd make you guys a little video here. There's still some dead outs here, but after everything's said and done, we had some few small ones, so we've been picking them up, putting them on top of a stronger hive, and all said and done, they'll average a good 8 frames, maybe even up to 10 frames of bees. But on these 8 framers, just by putting one box on top, with that box full, there's a feeder in there, so that's only going to be 7 frames of bees. So when we pull those off and put them back on the pallet, we'll have to also grab a couple frames of bees out of the bottom. But we got all the work done, lots of work to do this. But you got to do what you got to do. Hopefully next year I got a lot better bees that I don't have to do this. However, there will still be doing a lot of work. Because like some of my boxes were just plumb full of bees. I mean, there's no way I could have left them. Some of them already had like a frame full of brood already, even though they were in the shed, so they've been laying. And yeah, so there was a lot of bees in there, and you can't leave them that way because they're going to fill up. A lot of them were still fairly heavy with honey or with syrup. And you can't leave them that way, or else they're going to try to swarm way too early on us. So it's good to pull them down. That way they got plenty of room. It's just a lot of work to do all this. And I want to get away from this type of work. I'd rather just be pulling bees because we got too many in there and making up some nukes or something. But I'm still learning, still figuring this out. Last year was a horrible year as far as this goes. I had too many small hives. I didn't have enough queen excluders to do that, and so I bought some wire mesh, and the wire mesh only worked for about half of them, and then queens got through and killed, and I ended up with 1 queen instead of 2 queens, so it didn't work out the way I would have liked it to. See what else here. But yeah, we already pulled out. You can see a bunch of empty spots here. We already pulled out several hives out of here, 40 hives out of here I think it was. Put them in another orchard, and so that way they're a little more stuff over there for them to work on. And the orchard's not blooming yet, so still got a ways to go, but that just turned out to be a little bit better. There's the orchards. This one's a late bloom orchard, so this one, you look, I mean, it's nowhere close. I mean, that's probably like the closest one I've seen right there, and that's still a ways out. Rained last night, so smells really good out here. Warmed up real nice, so the bees, plenty of activity, and it'll even get more activity as the day goes on. Oops, sorry. Just trying to think what else here. I got a bee buzzing me right now. Leave me alone. Not even near your hives. We just got a few more things we're going to clean up here. We're done for the work for now until we come back and throw these down. You know what's crazy? Some of these smaller hives, I was surprised. Some of them almost had half a frame of brood, and there was only like 3 frames of bees in there. It's like, how did you get so much brood in there? There wasn't too many of those, but there was a few of those. I was surprised. Some of it I know they probably were a little stronger than the 3 frames. But there was a lot of bees flying out, because what we do is we go through and we write down on top. We go through them, feeding them pollen patty, and we see what we have, frames of bees, and we mark them down. And then we come back, shove them down in one box, everything that needs to be put on top. And then we come back and we put queen excluders on the big ones and put a box on top. So it seems to work better than trying to work a little bit at a time, is just to kind of run through one thing, run through on a second thing, and then run through on a third thing. And then we come back and feed everything. It just seems to work a little smoother that way. And you seem to accomplish more. Otherwise, you move very little and it doesn't feel like you accomplish things. And it just kind of wears you down a little bit, like you're not getting anywhere. So this year actually worked a lot better than last year. But I was saying what was I saying? I forgot. Lost my train of thought. So we pushed them all down, getting ready to put them up on top. Oh, and we come back, we were looking, going through when we were pushing them down to one box, we were noticing we actually had a lot more frames. So a lot of stuff that I thought was smaller than what it was actually a lot larger. So that made me happy. Like sometimes some of the 3-frame boxes were like 5 frames. So that was a huge help on those little ones. And of course, like your 5 frames were like 7 or 8. So that made me feel a lot better about that, because I was thinking, man, I don't hardly have any bees. And when we went through the second time, it looked a lot better. That was even leaving them one day, just leaving them alone after we dropped them off, one full day for flying and relieving themselves. And there was just still so much bee activity the second day. So the third day, I think things calmed down a little more. And then the fourth day was even better. So that turned out better than what I thought it was at first. However, I did still lose a lot of hives. And it's weird because I had, I don't know the numbers of how many, but I lost a lot to absconding. And I'm assuming they absconded before I shipped them out to the sheds. And I don't even know why. I mean, my mite levels were down. They were not high mite levels. And excuse me. And those so I don't know what it was. Like, I didn't see a lot of disease or anything. I know some of the hives had higher mite levels towards the end, and I had to knock them down again. But I really don't know what happened there. And then of course you always have a few that starve out for some reason. They didn't have enough food, probably got robbed by other bees. But there wasn't a lot of those that starved out. So I don't know what happened there. It's something I gotta do a little more research on and figure out. So if you guys have any idea why I would have bees absconding when mite levels would have been relatively low, I'm not going to say 0 by any means, but I would say under a 1% or around 1% on the mite count. And yeah, so not sure what happened there. Anyways, that turned out to be like 11% loss of bees, which is way too high. It's not very good. I don't like it, but there's not much you can do about that at this point, besides get better and not let that happen next year. One of the things I should have done is I should have just merged hives together on some of those, but it was a weird year too, because some of my hives, they looked really well, except towards the last. It seems like they all kind of just really went downhill at the last. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't the mites really, because they seemed all right as far as mite counts. I don't know if I had a little bit of some type of virus or disease in them. I wasn't seeing anything, but maybe there was something in there that was causing some losses. I did notice on some of my yards, as far as how we picked up these hives and loaded them on the truck and how they get reloaded back on the truck is real similar to how I load them. So I was able to kind of figure out where some of the yards were, and some of them didn't seem as well. So I'm going to try to keep better record of that. I think if I have better record of where my yard's at and then how those bees perform in the spring the next year, to see if that has any correlation with them. Another thing I've decided to do was switch over probably everything to 8-frame boxes. I don't know why. Just they seem a little bit better in the 8-frame boxes. The ones that seem like they were brooding up better seem like they were in the 8 frames. I don't know why, but just something I kind of noticed. I mean, maybe it's fairly close, but that's what it seemed like to me. Anyways, I think I'm talking too much and I need to get some work done. They're already starting up over there. So let's see here. I will see you guys in the next video, and you guys can listen to me rambling and look at these bee boxes. I don't really want to open them right now because I don't have my suit on, And some of the videos I uploaded earlier for you guys, I got stung right between the eyes, and that hurt for like 2 days. I don't know why. Usually it doesn't bother me that long. That one really hurt. And then last night, I got stung a bunch last night. We moved bees out. One of them got me in the ear. That really hurt. Still a little sore. Feels a little warm still. But something funny happened. Is I have a pouch for my Leatherman and wear it on my belt. And it ended up, I ended up taking my Leatherman out and using it. And I stuck it in my pocket instead of in the pouch. So once I got back home, after we dropped the bees off in the orchard, I was getting stung. Like, where are they? And then I found out there was a whole bunch of bees stuck in, or that crawled into the pouch for my Leatherman. So yeah, they were coming up and stinging me in the belly, and that I got, I don't know, about 4 or 5 of them that way when I was already back home. So a little bit frustrating. It hurt. I wasn't happy about that. But anyways, I gotta go. Gotta get some work done. I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys appreciated this sunshine here, this beautiful day, and seeing some bees fly around. I'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't, subscribe and hit the like button. I would appreciate it greatly. I'll see you guys later. Bye.